Hey guys, Lincoln Parks here from LincolnParks.com. Today we're going to talk about 5 ways how you can do what you really are passionate about and live that out today, even if you have a job. So how can you live out your passion even if you have a full-time job or you have no job at all? I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that, how to live out your passion. There was something inside of you. You were born with this. But eventually over time, you started to conform. You started to go off that path, the path of passion, the path of what you really wanted to do. You got off the beaten path. But I'm going to tell you a story. I want to tell you a little something, okay? And you can identify with me. I remember one day when I was in corporate America and I was walking into the building, things just started slowing down for me. It was like things were going in slow motion. And I just started looking at people's faces. And to me, it just seemed like something was wrong. I started to question myself and I started to ask, well, what am I doing here? Am I living my passion? Am I doing what God had put me here to do? And I answered my own question and I said, no, it was not. But I'm going to tell you something right now. For you, if you have these symptoms, you are not living the life that you're supposed to be living because you're not doing what you're passionately supposed to do. 1, do you hit the snooze button in the morning when you wake up? If it's time for you to go to work, do you hit the snooze button? That's one indicator. Number 2, do you drag yourself out of bed? Is it so hard for you to get out of bed? I know for me it was. I hit the snooze button about 3-4 times. It took me a long time to get out of bed because I knew where I was going. I wasn't passionate about what I was doing, okay? Now, when you get into the office, you try to beat your boss into the office because you know you're already late, and then you have to sit in traffic on the highway for about 2 hours. If you live in Atlanta, you know what I mean. And then after that, you're so excited to go to lunch so you can get out of the building. When you sit at your desk, you're just looking at the screen, daydreaming about what you are truly passionate about. And then at the end of the day, you look up and your boss is still there and you have to stay overtime because your boss had not left yet. If any of these symptoms, if you can identify with these symptoms, this is exactly how I felt when I was in corporate America and I was living a lie. I was not living passionately. I was not passionate about what I was doing. I was just doing the mundane every day. I conformed to society. I conformed to what other people thought I should be doing. I conformed because they told me I couldn't do something. But now I'm going to give you the 5 steps, 5 tips, 5 things that you need to do that I started doing while I was on my job. Number 1 is I started to ask questions. I started to ask myself questions. I started to ask God questions. I started to read, okay? I wanted to find out what these questions, what do I do? Where do I go? How do I do it? What am I trying to do? I got a journal and started writing this down. Start asking yourself questions. That's number 1. Number 2 is you want to start reading. Read about what you want to do. Make yourself knowledgeable. Make yourself an expert. Make yourself the person that everybody comes to ask the questions, to ask the leadership questions, to ask the spiritual questions, to ask the online marketing questions, the internet questions. Whatever it is, become the expert in your field by reading. Number 3 is you want to reflect. You want to reflect on the things of the past. You want to correct the errors of the past so that you can make corrections for the future. So you want to make sure that you reflect on things. Number 4 is you want to respond. You want to respond to what you read. So whatever it is that you're reading, you're taking down notes, you're putting that in your journal, you want to respond to what you're reading. So respond and take action. Do something. Put it in action, part-time, whatever it is. Yeah, it's long hours. Yeah, you got to sit in traffic. Yeah, but everybody has to do the same thing. I found it hard to do. But guess what? Only the successful do that. So you want to make sure you respond. And then the last thing, number 5, is you have to create. You have to create. You have to do it. Now it's time to actually sit down and do it. Brendan always talks about this. He always talks about you can have all of the details that you want, but if you don't actually sit down and create, then it's just going to be here. It's going to be here. You're going to be stuck on that job. You're going to be stuck exactly where you are. You're not going to be living passionately. That passion inside of you is just going to be pushed down to the bottom, and you're just going to be working because you want to pay the bills. The bills next month are going to be coming. You're not going to be satisfied. Your production is going to go down, and guess what's going to happen? You're going to get fired. So what you want to make sure you do is you want to ask, you want to read, you want to reflect, you want to respond, and you want to create. So guys, I wanted to bring this video to you today. These are my 5 tips on how you can live passionately, even if you have a corporate job, if you're working part-time, or if you don't have a job. These are the steps that I did. Now I'm living a passionate life, and I want to teach others how to do the same. This is Lincoln Parks, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.